Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTuberverse? I'm back with another video. This one's going to be a little bit different. It's not a vlog or nothing, or anything too much. What I've realized I've never quite done for you guys, especially now more people are tuning in, a lot of y'all really enjoy the lizards and stuff. You like Lady, you like your Cuban false chameleon Jamocha. So what I thought would be cool to do, maybe I should practice my intro, what I thought it would be cool to do, not do to cool, it's almost how I just said that. So, hey, words. What I'm going to do, man, check this out. So, you got giant mealworms. I'm going to be feeding Dramoka today. Lady did eat last night, but because it was dark and everything, I didn't want to bother her too much, because Lady seems to be more active at nighttime when it's winter, and that's just her own personal little quirk. I can't say that's a normal thing for all leopard geckos, but because she's resting right now and taking a chill little nap, I'm going to go right ahead, and I'm going to show you how Dramoka eats. Because it's daytime, it's nice and early for her. This is a good time where she loves to eat some food. So this will be a live feeding video. The mealworms are live, so if you do not like that, if that kind of creep you out, I do apologize. This is not one of the videos with the cats or anything in it. So I will do another one for you guys, but for those of you who are interested in lizards and live feeding, I'm going to show you how cool a Cuban false chameleon is, because their tongue and the way they eat is so cool and so different that I, in fact, want to show you guys how awesome they can be. Anywho, so enough about ranting about how cool these things are. Let's move on now, and hopefully the people that don't want to see that thing tuned away, let's get to cracking at this right here. So first, taking these mealworms, man. So these are giant mealworms. They are large. Large for a mealworm. So the cool thing about these little guys, though, is that they cannot reproduce when they turn into beetles. So only regular-sized mealworms will make more mealworms. So if you guys are trying to do a breeding project with mealworms to get food for your animals, do so with the regular-sized mealworms. These large ones have been genetically altered. And because of that, they have been sterile. Made sterile. They're sterilized. You've got sterilized beetles when they get all big. Now what these guys do look like when they do get full grown, they go through what's a pupate stage, where they look almost, oddly enough, like a really pale Kakuna from Pokemon, which is probably where Kakuna got its design from. And then from there, they turn into a small black beetle with wings and stuff, and the process between the two, as it goes from pupate to full-grown beetle, is super cool looking. If you do have a way to safely do such a project, a little bit of dirt with a nice humid environment. You don't want to make it too wet, though, because you will kind of choke them out. So we do rep to calcium, or just calcium in general. The Zoom Ed's the brand I'm using. There's all sorts of good calciums out there. Pick your favorite one. There is no wrong way. Just make sure your animals are getting calcium. Why? Because there's something called metabolic bone disease out there, man. And that stuff is no good for any animal. So for lizards and frogs, their limbs become twisted, and even their spine will become bad in a way. And because the spine is the nervous center for animals, it could really cause huge issues. Now I'm going to take this view real quick and continue on with my conversation. Hold up. Okay. Yeah, so, and for turtles, outside of that, they get something that's called a prisming of the shell, where the shell looks like it's getting spiky. Like, almost like someone built a bunch of little temples on top of it, or little pyramids on top of it, and it gets all, and they can get twisted up, their beaks can look weird. It's not a good look. I don't recommend looking it up if you're faint of heart, because it's sad to see animals with metabolic bone disease. And because insects don't have calcium like they should, no, I mean, some do, but that's another story. So these guys, your regular feedings like mealworms, crickets, and all that, they're not going to have the calcium they need. Lizards and stuff in the wild, they actually eat smaller lizards and smaller rodents to get their calcium, and that is why also they don't really live very long, because they do not have a very healthy, controlled diet. So having an animal means that you're responsible for its health, since it cannot hunt for itself. So knowing what type of powders to use for your animal is super important. I recommend always doing research on your animal, at least 2 hours of bouncing back and forth, cross-referencing between YouTube and other sources. Now, enough about that. We learned about metabolic bone disease, why it's important to powder these guys. Now that they're moving around and kind of warmed up after being in the fridge, they're going to draw the eye to my lizard friend, and Jamocha's going to go ahead and snack. She's kind of big, so I think she just laid eggs recently. I'm going to give them a couple more, or give her a couple more. I'm thinking about these. That's a big old dude. Okay, great. And we'll see if we can find a smaller one. Yeah, they're really moving around right now. So the trick is, give them a bit of time, and then there we go. All right. Good to go. Let's go. Okay, Dramoka is just chilling. Those are calm colors when they're pale like that. They can go from this pale coloring to a nice dark color when they're really absorbing sun or something. See, she's getting a little nervous. She's darkening. She's not sure what's going on. Dramoka, check it out. She recognizes once it moves. And what I do is I put it down for her. She'll recognize it, get excited. I'll remove the old one from a couple days ago. With another thing with old lizards, you don't want to feed them every day. Look at you go. So look at that. They got that big old dark tongue. And they slowly chew their food, rolling it in their mouth. They do that because they always eat snails. Snails are very common in the rainforest in which they're native in. And then it's one of their favorite foods. They crunch carefully and methodically to spit the snail shells out after they eat what they actually want from the snail. And that habit just kind of goes with them all the way to the food they do. Now, you can see she has a very sort of like dense soil as well, just in case anything falls out. She's less likely to eat a bunch of dirt or anything. Another reason why I use the cup. Cup also keeps them in there. Dramoka, you have to move. Well, nope, she don't like that. All right, she eating. We're going to let her be and enjoy the rest of her food. But see right there, that's angry. As soon as you notice that you're doing something that your animal reacts that way for a Cuban false chameleon, back off. She's eating now. She doesn't want her food taken. She thinks I'm trying to take her food, not fix her cup. So we're going to put that away. And we're going to lock her back up. And she will get those other ones all in due time. So yeah, there you have it. That's just pretty much that with them. I love those little guys. They're so cool. I'm looking at her right now while she's over there. It'll be her last day in this room. I'm not going to change her up tonight or first thing tomorrow morning into the other room. Got to do more cleaning, setting up, changing up for things. So work to be done on my day off. And I love it, man. I love it. So catch you on another fun little video like this. Hopefully you enjoy this. I'll do more like this with other animals so they get the chance to. But I always have to wait for the opportunity where I feel like they're most going to be wanted to be recorded. And as you can see, even then, she had her moment. So always think about your animals first as being anything of a YouTuber or anything like that. If you're going to work with animals, work with animals. The animals don't work for you. With that, peace out. Y'all have a good one.